We already know what are the business documents. So let's do a quick recap about the business documents. Before we start with business documents, you should know that accounting process. What happens in an accounting process is that the very first thing that would happen is that a transaction takes place. After the transaction takes place, it is recorded for the very first time in a document that is called as a journal. It is not recorded in a journal, it is recorded in a books, and the place where you record your transaction for the very first time is called the journal or the books of prime entry, and we have 7 books of prime entry. Now, the thing to note over here is that when you have these 7 books of prime entry and you are going to record your transaction, you are going to look at some documents while recording the transaction. So, your first document was the invoice. Please note that whenever you sell on credit, what do? You sell on credit. If I am selling on credit, I will issue the invoice. So, invoice is issued when I am selling on credit, and the place where I will record it for the first time would be my sales day book, and the amount that I would record is the net list price. What is the content of the invoices? The name of the supplier, that means the person, my name, I am selling, name of the customer to whom I am selling. It will have date, details, your invoice number, and calculations. So, invoice is used to either record credit sales of goods only. I am repeating the statement. Invoice, if I issue the invoice, I would record credit sales in my sales day book, and credit sales would be of goods only. If I receive the invoice, if I am issuing, that means I have sold. So the person who receives it, he would record credit purchases. The entry that he would pass will be of the credit purchases, and he will record it in his purchase day book. Invoice is issued by the seller. It is received by the buyer. The buyer is my customer. Okay. Then there comes credit note issued and credit note received. If I issue a credit note, that means I am going to pass the entry for sales return, and the place where I pass the entry would be the sales return book. If I receive a credit note, that if I'm issuing, it's a sales return. So the person who receives it, for him it would be a purchase return, and the place where he is going to record it for the first time would be the purchase return day book. Invoice issued is for credit sales. Invoice received is for credit purchases. Credit note issued is for sales return. These are the entries I'm talking of. And credit note received is for purchase return. So now if you see over here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 types of business documents. So invoice. Whom is it issued by? Supplier. To whom is it issued to? It is given to the customer. When do I issue an invoice? When I do credit sales. So I will pass the entry in the sales day book. That is, I am the supplier. And the customer will pass the entry in the purchase day book. There is an entry that is needed for invoice. Debit note. The person who's bought goods from us, Maybe he realized that he wants to return the goods. So he will tell us that I want to return the goods. So he will give a requisite form, which is called the debit note. Unless and until I do not agree that you can return the goods, there is no entry that is to be passed in the books of accounts. Once the customer gives me the debit note, say I agree, okay, fine, I allow you to return the goods to me. In that case, I, again, supplier, will issue to the customer a credit note. A credit note is issued for sales return. If I have issued it, I will pass the entry for sales return in my sales return day book, and the customer, for him, he receives the credit note, so he will pass the entry in the purchase return day book. So there is definitely an entry that is needed for a credit note. Credit note issued is for sales return. Credit note received is for purchase return. Invoice is for credit sales of goods only. When I receive the money, I pass the entry in the cash book. If I receive, I am the supplier. I will pass on the debit side of the cash book. If I pay, I pass the entry on the credit side of the cash book. An entry is required. For bank statements, it is issued by the bank. I do not pass any entry in the books of prime entry. I do pass an entry in the books of prime entry, and I pass an entry depending on from where I received the money into the bank, where I have paid. At the end of every month, I am the supplier. I send a statement of accounts to my customer stating that I sold you these many goods on credit. You paid me this much. Now, this is our balance. So, it is just an intimation given by the supplier to the customer telling that this is the balance that is due. There is no entry that is passed for the statement of accounts. So, these are my key business documents: invoice, debit note, credit note, statement of accounts, check, and receipt. You need to know these documents very well. Invoice is sent by seller to the buyer. Debit note is issued by the buyer to the seller for undercharge or if he wants to return the goods. Credit note is when the goods are returned. It is issued by the seller to the buyer. Credit note is issued by seller to buyer. So it is issued by the seller for sales return. It is received by the buyer for purchase return. Statement of accounts is a summary of transactions between buyer and seller. Check is used to transfer funds. Entries are passed in the bank account when there are things related to check. And receipts is a document to confirm whether I have received the payment. So if I issue a receipt, that means I have received the payment. It would be on cash book debit side. If I receive a receipt, that means I have paid. So it would be on the cash book credit side. So this is all related to business documents. Let's go on the past paper questions. So ideally, this covers the 2.2 of your Cambridge IGCSE syllabus 0452. The requirement of the course is you should recognize and understand invoice, debit note, credit note, statement of accounts, check, and receipt. You should complete the pro forma of business documents, and you use the business documents to record the entries in your books of prime entry. There is paying slip, counterfoil, check counterfoil. That means just a copy of where your check is going. Let's see over here. I have 7 books of prime entries. Do I know my 7 books of prime entry? Yes, I have 7 books of prime entry. Cash book, petty cash book. Then I have sales day book, sales return day book. I have purchase book, purchase return book, and I have the general journal. Book can also be called the journal. So now they are telling that if I have these 7 books of prime entry, what could be the source document? For cash book, a check counterfoil, receipts could be a source document. Okay? So check counterfoil is the source document, books of prime entry is the cash book. So they want you to give any 2 books of prime entry where you can write the source document. So sales day book, source document could be the invoice issued. Or you can write sales invoice. Invoice issued, sales invoice is okay. Purchase journal, you can write purchase invoice or invoice received. For sales return journal or daybook, you can write credit note issued. So while looking at the question, you should know what are they asking. Name any 2 books of prime entry that a trader may keep and name the source document for that book. So they want books of prime entry and which document would you use to record in this book. When I am going through the questions, it's always advisable you pause the video, try to answer it yourself, and then look at the answer. So here is a question of May, June 2015. This is a credit note. Here are the questions. It's a credit note. Pause, try, then go ahead. It's a May, June 2015 question. So here is a question. Credit note is issued by Jai Kumar. So Jai Kumar is the supplier. He is doing sales return. And Vijay, it is issued by Jai Kumar to Vijay. So he would pass entry for purchase return. This would be in the sales day book, sales return day book. This would be in the purchase return day books. When he issued the credit note, it would be Jai Kumar. Why he issued the credit note? Because there might be a sales return. Named document would have been issued to request a credit note. Maybe Vijay Singh has first issued a debit note to Jai Kumar. He issued a debit note to Jai Kumar requesting him that I want to return the goods. Kindly accept my request. If Jai accepts the request, he will issue credit note. But to request a sales return, Vijay might have sent a debit note. Plus, do not forget to see over here 220.33 trade discount is minus. So 220 minus 33 would have given this. Wait, let me check. This is 220 minus 33. So this makes it 187. And the total would be 187 plus 30. It is 217. There is marks for this. Do not forget that. Now I also need to know the percentage of trade discount. So discount over original We do discount over original into 100. So it is going to be 33 divided by 220 into 100. So the discount percentage is 15%. Then take some time, do it, and then go back to the next question. State the purpose of each of the following documents. So the purpose of a debit note is asking for a reduction in the value of an invoice or asking whether they want to do sales return. Okay? The purpose of a credit note. A credit note is issued by the supplier to the customer stating that the returns is accepted. Okay? And the statement of accounts, it is giving a summary of the transactions for the month issued by the supplier to the customer, giving him a summary of transactions for the month. Go through it, write it, then go to the next question. Now, here, this is another question of October, November 2015, paper 21. The incomplete statement of accounts was available on 31st of August. I need to complete this. That means Shahid Ayub has issued the statement of accounts. It means he is the seller and Mariam is the buyer. On 1st of August, this was the balance that Mariam had to pay. 1st of August, this was the balance that Mariam had to pay. Then, Mariam has purchased goods worth 340. So that means she is due to pay 520 plus 340. So the balance is 860, which you can see here. Then she is returned 24. So the balance would be 860 minus 24, which is 836. Then she's paid 507. So from 836, because she's paid 507, I will deduct 507. So what is left is 329. Then she received a discount of 13. So 329 minus 13. The balance that Mariam has to pay Shahid Ayub on the 31st of August would be 316. This is exactly what they're asking us to calculate. Balance due on 31st of August. So it would be 316. State the name of the trader who owes the balance. Certainly, the buyer will have to pay to the seller. So the buyer owes the balance and the name of the trader is Mariam Soliman. So with this, we complete this past paper question. Take some time to try to solve this yourself before going ahead. If we look at the next question, the next question says, Andy sells furniture on credit. And this is a copy of the invoice. That means Andy is my seller. He has issued the invoice to Fred. He sold 20 shares of 50 each. So the amount would be 20 into 50, which makes it 1,000. The next says, he sold luxury chairs 10. I do not know the price. But I know the total of this two is 1750. So this is going to be 750. So the unit price would be 750 divided by 10. So it's 75. It's a 10% trade discount. This is the list price. So 10% trade discount would be 1750 into 10%. That's a 175. Since it's a minus, it has to be shown in brackets. And the net list price becomes 1575. State which value from the invoice is recorded in Fred's account. Whenever I sell at trade discount is never recorded in the books of accounts. So net list price is my sales price. Net list price is my purchase price. So Fred is going to record 1575 as his purchase price, and he is going to record 1575 as her sales price. Name the document Andy issues if Fred returns any chair. If Fred is going to return any chair, there is a sales return. Andy is going to issue a credit note. Okay? We go ahead with the next question. Complete the table. So this question is coming March 2022, paper 22. Complete the table by placing a tick to indicate which documents each items appear on. So a credit purchase is an invoice and statement of accounts. Balance owing by the customer to the supplier at the end of a month would come in the statement of accounts. Purchase return credit note. Trade discount deducted from the list price would be in the invoice, and the payment made to a supplier would come in the statement of accounts. A purchase return would also come in the statement of accounts. So this is the marking scheme which says 1 a row. So if you do the entire row correct, you would get 1. So if you forget to put a tick, your 1 is gone. Now trade discount that is deducted from the list price would also come in the invoice and would also come in the credit note. You need to take some time and self-evaluate yourself. What can you do? Whether you can do, whether you're confused or you're clear. This will help you. If you are not clear, you would have to go back and watch the things and do it again. Thank you.